Hello, everyone. This is a special Mother's Day edition of Gualla Talk. I'm Kathy Hobson, and yes, I am the mother of Souja Sam. That's my baby. And guess what? Our special guest today is Souja Sam. So this is an opportunity for you, the audience, to get a chance to know the man behind the podcast show, Gualla Talk, and the man behind the music and so much more. So welcome, Souja Sam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Be myself and be real. That's it.
Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about the people who are important in your life. Mm-hmm. You know, you're married.
Yes.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
So can you kind of talk to us a little bit about your family and how they add to you as a man?
My family adding to me. They're so big in my life. I feel like I be trying to add to them, to what they got going on, but my wife is supporting. She's my muse. She's my motivation. She everything. And my kids, they're everything. I feel like I wouldn't be here without them. They changed my life so many ways. I think differently since they've been here. I just don't want to let them down. And that's my goal with my family, is just not to let them down and to continue to grow and evolve, elevate, love.
So you have 3 children, and you have 2 boys and 1 girl.
Yes.
Your son Aiden is the oldest, and then you've got Justice as a middle child, and then you have Halo.
Yes. So
even at this young age, are there gifts and talents that you see in your children? And talk to us about that.
Of course. So anybody that doesn't know, my oldest son Aiden goes by the rap name Young Souja, and he is more talented musically than most adults, and those aren't all. He's not limited to music when it comes to his talent. He's very outgoing. He's a healer. He cares. He loves. My son Justice is, and which he's recently got into the booth and started to do music and started to rap. And he got his own little thing going on. He's got a beautiful voice. He's strong in every sense of the word, strong. He's a mama's boy. You know, I gotta fight for my attention with him sometimes, but yeah, man, he's observant. He's grounded. He's great in every which way. I just can't wait to see what he evolves into. My daughter Halo she's a lot, but she keeps me grounded. She's magical. That's the word I would use for her. She's magical, and she started to do music also. So right now they all kind of leaning towards music. You know, I got shot when Aiden was born, 3 months after he was born, and I haven't been athletic as athletic as I used to be. So they haven't really seen me, you know, like really playing sports and stuff like that. And I was feeling bad about that, because, you know, like that's something that all kids do. And I was talking to somebody and they was like, but your kids do music though. Like they doing something different. It's equivalent, you know, but it's different, you know. They doing something different. They expressing themselves. They're not doing what everybody doing. They doing something different. So I had to look at it from that perspective also. But yeah.
So you brought up the fact that you were shot a few months after your first child was born. So talk to us about that. Like, how did that experience affect you?
Well, for one, I saw, like, you think you got a whole lot of friends and a lot of people that got your back or whatever the case may be. But I saw that it was not as many people as I thought, not as many friends as I thought I had. That also made me reevaluate. I had to realize that I wasn't in high school no more. I was in the military, and I left, and I came back, and I was trying to hang like I did before, and I realized that I'm not in high school no more. And a lot of my friends have grown up in different ways, whether it's they went to college or whether they're in the streets, and they have new relationships with different people. They have problems with people. They have beef with people, and I'm not aware of it. So, because I've been removed, so I had to. That's one of the things that I had to realize is that I can't move like I'm in high school anymore. I'm an adult. My son's my life flashed before my eyes, and the only thing I could think about it was not being there for my kids. When I got shot, I was like, "Dag, this ain't even worth. It's not even worth it." So, when I got shot, the simple mentality is to find out who did it and retaliate. But me being so far removed from everything, I knew for a fact that nobody was trying to shoot me specifically. It was just a situation. So instead of having the mind frame of, I want to retaliate and I want to shoot somebody, I realized that nobody's looking for me. And I'm at peace with that because I have my son now, and I'm going to be riding with my son in the car. So if I start a chain of violence from me getting shot to shooting someone else, then that is just going to continue. And then the next time that somebody might see me out, and I might have my son in the car with me, and somebody might shoot at me, and it might not hit me, it might hit my son. And I just felt like I don't want to bring no drama to my house. I'm good. It changed my mentality. I grew up a whole lot. I changed the way I move. I saw the world different. It was a bad situation, but it elevated me. It elevated me.
So one of the other things that people may not know about you is that you are a college graduate.
A college graduate. Yeah.
College graduate. So what are your degrees in?
I have a degree in computer information and sciences. I have a bachelor and associates in that degree. Yeah.
And you mentioned being in the military, and when you were in the military, you were a geospatial engineer that had to do with maps.
Yes.
And that type of thing. One thing that people may not know is that you actually did a tour in Iraq.
Yeah.
And so did your military experience, did that impact you in any way in terms of your music? Because you've been writing since you were a child.
Yes.
And one of the things I thought about that I remember is you did a song, and I said, I can't remember what the name of the song was, but you did a song, and I thought that has a very different sound. And you may know what the song is, but you said, yeah, because you were stationed in Texas, and you said, yeah, they have this little thing that they do where I think they kind of slow it down, and then they do something with their
like
voice.
Screw.
Yeah. So did that experience like change your music, or was it just another aspect?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be 100% honest, man. Like being in the military, I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, and I was lucky to have a couple friends. Shout out Lartigue and shout out Aaron Watts, that were actually from like Houston. And almost everybody I hung around was from Texas. I don't want to leave nobody out. DeWitt from San Antonio, my boy Brown from Dallas. But there was like they actually had people from the land, and then so like when we get to riding around and driving, and they, I get to actually experience the culture of Texas. And on the weekends we'll go to San Antonio, or we'll go to Houston and things like that. Houston, there's something magical about that city. It's like the energy that's coming from it is super dope, and the music, and they got their own sound. One thing that I love about Texas music is that they don't necessarily listen to what we listen to, or just because it's on the radio, or just because it's whatever. They listen to music that's made for their lifestyle, for like UGK and Zero and things. They make music. It might be artists that we don't hear from here in Virginia, but when you go to Texas, those people are rich and famous just by making music for people in Texas. And I always thought that was dope. And it rubbed off on me, just the way they talk, the lingo, and the music, the cars, the speakers, just everything was the whole culture of the city was just dope. It's something different that I haven't experienced before. But I would definitely say my military experience changed my music. It gave me perspective. I got to go somewhere other than Richmond, where a lot of people that I know in Richmond never left Richmond, or Petersburg never left Petersburg, and I got to see different things, different ways of life, different things that people were doing, and it broadened my horizon, and I would like to say it changed. Iraq changed me as a person, but it's something I feel like spiritually that I had to go through. I feel like I didn't know it at the time, but I had to put my feet on that soil for some reason. But it woke me up to a lot of things with the military. Man, I realized that a lot of those people in Iraq, that we call them terrorists, but they're not terrorists. They just don't want us there, forcing our way of life on them. And they go to the extreme. It's just like think about if we were here living our life every day, and one day we're driving the road and some people from a different country are telling us which roads we can drive on, or where we can go, what we can do, what time we can be out. Just telling us how to live, pretty much. They don't like us going to church, so we're not going to church. We can't go to church because, you know what I'm saying, just whatever it is, they want to change our way of life that we've been doing for so long. And this is our culture, this is our life. We would do the same thing. We would meet up in the woods, and we would count up our guns and try to take them on, to get them out of our home. That's what one thing that I realized.
So I know that there were times that I talked to you on the telephone. Mm-hmm. And so even though you were a geospatial engineer and you were not like on the front line per se, you were still in a dangerous situation, because there were times when I talked to you on the phone and I would hear something in the background like explosions, and you would say to me, Mom, I've got to get off. I've got to go take shelter, or whatever it is, whatever terminology that y'all use. So a lot of times people think, oh, if you've got this type of job or that type of job in the military, you're safe. But you were in a totally different environment where you had to be vigilant 24/7. Can you talk about some of that?
Well, yeah, it's just, I mean, when you're there at war, it don't matter what you're doing. The medic can get shot. Anybody can get, when especially you're holding base somewhere. They know where you're at. So they would, it was on occasions they would send mortar rounds. We had this thing called the C-RAM that if I believe like if it was high enough, the C-RAM would just like shoot it out the air so that it wouldn't maybe detonate whatever missile or whatever they were sending, and it made a big loud noise, but they would in Iraq, they would like put rocket launchers. They'll put rockets on like rocket launchers, I think, and just like sit it at an angle and put timers on it, and it would, like the fence, it would just like barely go over the fence, and it would hit buildings. They would be targeting buildings, certain buildings and stuff like that. But like, yeah, anybody in those situations, it's dangerous for anybody. People were getting kidnapped. And they tell us to not walk around base with our without our weapons loaded. But I always kept one in the head, just because at the end of the day, I don't want to be having to pull the magazine out and then put it in, and then if something happened, I'm shooting right then and there, because it's my life. Yeah, man, it's anybody can be in harm's way when you're out there. But by the grace of God, I came home. You know, I made it home. And there's a lot of people that haven't made it home from situations like that, different places, and I want to give a special shout out to them and their families.
Okay, so now I want to shift a little bit. Let's shift to your music. Okay. You have a very different sound. I've had the privilege of observing like your whole creative process in terms of writing and fusing the music with the lyrics. So talk about that process that you go through. So like one thing that some people want to know is, it's kind of like an author of a book. They want to know, okay, so do the words come to you? Does the music come to you? Do you listen to a beat and then the words come to you? What process do you go through to make your sound?
Me personally, the music to me, the beats, they trigger vibrations that trigger melodies, that trigger words. And like if you sit and watch me, a beat will come on and you'll see me. I'll start mumbling, start mumbling, and then I come up with like a melody, and then next thing I know, I'm putting words to the melodies, and it's all just based off of the vibe that I'm feeling. But the vibe that I'm feeling could have been something that I just went through 5 minutes before, or 2 days ago, or something that I seen, or that my brother called me and tell me like, hey, bro, I've been going through this and I've been going through that. So, it's always, it always just depends. Always depends. But yeah, I like, it's the beat. I like the beat first. I like to listen to the beat because the beat just get me moving, get me moving and get me feeling. I like to feel, and I like to make people feel. Like that's what I like to do with my voice, just make people feel.
So, like, one of the things is, I know that, I don't know, I see a difference in your writing and your creativity. I mean, you started writing when you were young.
Yes, by watching you.
When you were a teenager, when you were in the military, when you went into the military, I think you were about 19 or 20. And, like, talk about some of your influences and how those influences have impacted your music.
All right, so my number one influence would be my mother, would be you.
Me?
Yes.
Moi?
Yes. I didn't really know regular people can write songs until I seen you do it. So that was eye-opening for me. And I used to watch you and how passionate you would be. Back in the day, we'll be somewhere and you'll get on the phone and leave a message to yourself of the lyrics that came to your head or a melody that you were thinking about. And I watched that turn into a full-blown song that I believe you even got the choir at church to sing one day or something like that. So it was just just dope to see that process happen. And I was like, well, I can do it. Also, shout out to my cousin Kiani. He used to always rap on knowledge and try to like he was rapping. He was my big cousin and I looked up to him, and it was just like, man, if he do it, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to rap because Kiani rapped, and so it was those my two big influences. Other than that, I listen to a lot of different artists that inspire me. Their stories inspire me. Their music. I grew up like a lot of people don't. A lot of people listen to me now and they be like, man, you be doing a whole lot of singing and stuff now. But like people don't really understand that that's where I come from. I come from a family of people that sing. So that's why I sing. When we were kids, I wasn't necessarily allowed to listen to all of the hip-hop stuff that everybody else was listening to just because of the lyrics or the concept of the music. My mother bought me a Jackson 5 CD, and you bought me a Jackson 5 CD, and I wanted to be Little Michael. You know what I mean? I wanted to be Little Michael, and at a time, I could hit those notes, but I got older and my voice changed and things like that. But singing has always been my thing. Rapping is just something that it turned into. And but singing is where I come from. You come to my house or any of my family members on somebody's birthday, it's not a regular birthday song you're gonna hear. It's not gonna be like "Happy Birthday to You." It's gonna be it's gonna sound like a chorus or a choir singing "Happy Birthday." So I come from a family of singers. My mother can sing. Both my sisters can sing. My dad can sing sometimes, and I come from a family of singers.
Right, and so, like your voice, ever since you were a young child, people talked about your voice. When you were younger, you had like this deep voice, and the voice was so unique that, even if we went to the grocery store, people would comment on your voice. And when you went to school, people would comment on your voice, and I'm talking about the tone of your voice. So when I hear what you're doing with your music, and maybe I'm just saying this because I'm your mother, but you don't sound like other people that I hear out there. You have a totally unique sound, and when you first started writing, I don't know, it seemed to be, and and I don't know all the categories, all the genres out there, but it seemed to be more rap. But talk to us about, like, because where you are now, I see something different. I hear something different. You're talking about life. You're talking about social justice. You're talking about relationships. So talk about, like, how everything shifted from when you first started writing.
Well, I lived more. I've gotten older. I've gotten wiser, and I don't listen to the same music that I used to listen to anymore. And I want to talk about something. Like I said, I want to make people feel, and I believe by like making people feel, I have to connect. I got to talk about something that they're going through, that I'm going through, and connect. I want to connect with people. I want to. The things that I say and I talk about are real to my life. That are like if I'm talking about a woman, 9 times out of 10 it's about my wife. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the subject of the song, I might disguise it or switch it around, but 9 times out of 10 I'm talking about my wife, and or a past situation that I've been through or whatever. But everything that I talk about is just real to my life, and that's important to me, is to be real. You know, I used to, when I was a child or younger, I used to be involved with different things. That my mother probably wouldn't be proud of, but. As I grew up and got older, I want to talk more about life than hurting people, harming people. You know what I mean? Because I believe love is the answer to everything. So.
Okay. So you've written a lot of songs. So, do you have like a favorite song or favorite songs? Or I know that's a hard question to ask somebody.
My favorite song is probably I don't know. I got a lot of favorite songs that haven't been released. That I'm listening to right now over and over. But I would say one of my favorite songs is 100 Mil. Shawty worth 100 mil. That's one of my favorite songs right there.
And why is that special to you?
Because it's this story of like me and my wife, for real. Like, in the last verse of it, I get more in depth to it. But it's like about the way I feel about my wife, So it's real. So everything in there is real. And yeah, I love that song, and I love her. You know what I mean?
So talk about, because I've heard you talk about the future of Gualla, which Gualla is basically your brand. Is that correct?
My brand's my business.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard you talk about your vision for Gualla. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
My vision for the business is I want to create a platform for other people, pretty much. People that don't have a big following, or because where I live at here is really not too many people that's making it big or doing anything, but I want to create a platform where we can have the subscribers, we can have the followers, whatever, and we can take somebody that has talent and we can introduce them to our subscribers, our followers. It's also something that I want for my children. Throughout my career as an artist, I have lost a lot of money trusting people, and I want to make it so like when my kids, if they want to continue down the path of music or YouTube, whatever have you, that they're not going to have to deal with anybody outside of the family if they don't want to, because as you see, like I have my own stuff, I have my own podcast things. I have my own. I built my own studio. I have my everything that anybody needs as far as production, media. We can do it here at my house. So I want to introduce other talented people to the fan bases and stuff that we're trying to build now.
So, and you mentioned the thing about trust. Yeah. So, what are some of the lessons learned that you can share with your viewers?
Do research with anybody that's coming to you telling you they can do this for you, they can do that for you. They shouldn't do research yourself, but they shouldn't have a problem giving you, if they're official, they shouldn't have a problem proving who they are, proving their credentials, get paperwork. If they say they're going to do something for you, tell them that you need a contract, get the contract, look it over with your people. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. If somebody's telling you that they got all these artists that they deal with and all this stuff, but they're in your inbox every day blowing you up, it's probably not true. It's probably not true. Just pay attention. If it feels wrong, it probably is. So do your research. Just do your research. That's what I would say.
So getting back to your brand, one of the questions I asked you had to do with your vision for Gualla, and I know you were talking at one time about clothing, and there were some things that you wanted to do.
Yeah, so Gualla, we have Gualla Talk Podcast. We've got a YouTube channel, Gualla, which you're watching this on now, and we have Gualla Gaming, which we're trying to do. We're trying to put together some events, some gaming events, some tournaments and stuff like that, because we have some friends that are like real deep into gaming. Shout out Chris, and we got the apparel. We're working on the website right now. My brother Ken is heading the apparel, and I'm heading the music and different things. And my wife she makes most of the apparel, most of the things. You can contact her at Creative Difference. She has her own custom business where she make custom clothing or anything creative for real. If you want to build with her, she'll find a way to get it done. And we just trying to just build a family business. Everybody that I work with is family. T is the president of the business. I'm the CEO. Ken's the COO. My wife is the what's it called? The C something else. But we just trying to keep everything in the family, and where we can trust each other. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather spend money with my brothers, with my wife, with other people than strangers. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to build up the community.
So, in terms of winding this up, getting ready to wind this up, is there anything else that you would want your audience to know that you have not spoken about today?
Anything I want the audience to know?
About you.
About me.
About Souja Sam, well, to me, you're just Sammy.
Yeah.
But about Sammy the man, is there anything else that you would like to share in conclusion?
Yes, I think so. I'm weird. I'm very weird. Um, and I'm just now getting comfortable with expressing my weirdness. I just want anybody listening to this to know that anybody that deals with me musically in life, my intentions are always going to be pure, and I genuinely, really just want to be around positivity. I love positivity. I don't want to deal with no negativity. Anything or anybody around me that you might feel like is negative or has, I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm very different. You can ask anybody that knows me. I just want the whole world to come together, unite, love, peace, harmony. That's who I am.
So, Gualla Talk fans, you have heard everything from the mouth of Souja Sam.
Big Souja.
Big Souja. Okay, big Souja. And it's been a pleasure to have this opportunity to interview you. You've shared some deep felt thoughts and about yourself, about your family, about your vision. And I would just like to end by saying that I'm very proud of you as a mother. Very proud of you.
And that means so much. That means so much to yeah. Because before I had kids and a wife, that was my goal, was to make my mama proud.
I'm very proud of.
And it's still one of my top goals is to make you proud. And I love you so much.
Well, I love you too, and this has been a wonderful interview. I hope that your audience has learned a little bit more about you, that they know who you are as a man, as a musician, as a creator, as a visionary.
Right.
So this has been wonderful. So, Gualla Talk fans, we're winding it up. And Sam, in closing, tell people how they can get in touch with you.
God Soldier 804 on Instagram, Gualla on YouTube. I got Souja Sam on YouTube. Yeah, man. This is Gualla Talk Podcast, where we highlight great people doing great things. Here with my mother for a special Mother's Day edition. And yeah, appreciate all the love. Appreciate you coming.
Okay.
Peace.